Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Gauri Chandraya Radhikaye Stadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah. Samsara Dukha Jaladasya Patitasya Kama Krodadinakramakra Kavli Kritasya Durvasnasya Nigritasya Nirashayasya Chaitanya Chandramama Dehi Padavalamam. पहले नहीं कर सकते थे, मेरा गला फट गया. राधा चिंता निवेशिनम यस्य कांति विलोपिता श्री कृष्ण चरणम वंदे राधा लिंगितम विग्रहम. भक्त्या विहीनय अपराध लक्ष्ये क्षिप्तस्य कामादितरंग मध्ये कृपामयी तम शरणं प्रपन्ना वृंदे नमस्ते चरणारविंदम. पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्ण भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तवतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ति शक्तिकम्. Everyone. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. One more time. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Now I feel like singing because it's made my voice more audible now. है ना? चलो ठीक है. Okay, the tone is set up for today by Ananta Prabhu, our dear host tonight. And that's a wonderful host. No clapping in the last. Acha, anyway, we can start. And it's a beautiful topic to ponder upon and to speak on. And that was the favorite topic of our Srila Gurudev. And that's the glories of our lineage. Because everywhere else is all Swakiya Bhav. Try to understand this. In that amorous pastimes of the Lord and His consort, everywhere else in Vaikuntha, the abode of Lakshmi Narayan, in Saket Dham, the abode of Ram, there is always one straight mood which is prevailing, and that's Swakiya Bhav, means wedded love. Sri Sita married to Ram. Sri Lakshmi married to Narayan. But the only glories and speciality of Vrindavan, the Braja mood, is Parakiya Bhav, which is to one extent has some limitation in Golok Vrindavan. We mostly people say Golok Vrindavan is more glorious than this Vrindavan on the planet Earth. Whereas Sri Sanatana Goswami in Sri Brihad Bhagavatamritam described there is no difference between Golok Vrindavan and this Bhoma Vrindavan. The only difference is up and down. That's all. But there is more speciality of the pastimes of Krishna when he comes descend on this planet. More speciality. And that is what? The mood, the Paramar mood, the Parakiya Bhav, which is also present in Golok, but it's in a very hidden form, in a covered way. In a very more covered type. But it's got more exposed, and Krishna himself feels more delighted to perform pastimes with his own consort Radharani and all the gopis to relish this one particular ras, Parakiya Bhav, which can only be possible in Braj, which cannot be possible anywhere else. Anywhere else. Even amongst the pastimes, in the pastimes of Krishna, In Dwarika, there is Swakiya Bhav. You understand Swakiya Bhav? What is that? Huh? Madhvi, what is Swakiya Bhav? When Krishna married to someone, means wedded love. That is Swakiya Bhav. And Parkiya Bhav means? Beloved mood, unwedded love. This is only and only possible in Vrindavan. Nowhere else. Not in Mathura, not in Dwarika, not in Golok, not in Vaikuntha, not in Saket or any other way. Only in Vrindavan. That's the speciality of Vrindavan. What is that Parkiya Bhav? Paramar mood. But it's not just about unwedded love. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad in Ujjwal Nilmani described there are 4 ingredients. The 4 ingredients which make this Parkiya Bhav. Topic is high, but what to do? He set up that tone. Whereas I feel a little discomfortable because if I keep on speaking and I don't know how many is understanding. We do speak these topics in Vrindavan, in Parikrama, because it's easy to describe and explain. We don't have to go in details. But there are many senior devotees here who understand this, and there are some also newcomers, so that's why I'm just trying to make a balance of it. Paramar mood. Parkiya Bhav is not just about unwedded love. There are 4 ingredients which makes complete the Parkiya Bhav. What are those 4 ingredients? Prachan Kamukta, Durlabhta, Nivaranta, Man. These 4 ingredients, Ujjwal Nilmani, by Rupa Goswami, which makes this Parkiya Bhav. You know, when we make a lemonade, we need some ingredients, and it's so delicious. Amongst, I'm not going into detail this, otherwise getting too much difficult to understand. But one important ingredient in this is Durlabhta. That means rare to meet. It is so rare to meet. Which is nothing impossible for Krishna. Kartam kartam anyatha kartum. He can make impossible possible and he can make possible impossible. It gets impossible. What is impossible for him? Nothing. If we say he is supreme, Anadir Adir Govind Sarvakaranam Karanam, he is the cause of all causes, so nothing is impossible for him. But in Vrindavan, everything is impossible for him. He can't even defeat his friends. Impossible for him. He can't win over Yashoda Maiya's anger. He can't subside the anger of Yashoda Maiya. So difficult for him. He can't pacify Yashoda Maiya. And on the top of that, it's so difficult for him to pacify the sulky mood of Shri Radharani. He feels, I'm defeated there. Not feels, he actually get defeated there. So Durlabhta, very rare to meet Radharani. Understand? Why he has to meet Radharani? So many people take this as an excuse. Oh, if Krishna can meet Radharani, unwedded love, I can also do this. But Srila Gurudev and all of our acharyas describe, you should all follow the footsteps of Lord Ram, not follow the footsteps of Krishna. He's not our ideal in that sense to follow. Our ideal is the conduct of Shri Ram, Maryada. And why not Krishna? Because he is cause of all causes. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. His Maryada, considering the Maryada of Shri Krishna is too high, is even more high than Shri Ram. Understand? It's very high. But we need a lot of intellect to understand this. How the Maryada of Krishna is so high. And I was saying this a few days back in my lecture. The moment, the day when we understand, we realize how Krishna is ocean of mercy, Karuna Sindhu, and how is Dina Bandhu is the savior of the fallen. The moment when, the day when we realize this, we can't stop our tears. At this moment, we are just uttering the Parnam mantra, the paying obeisances to Krishna, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, but we are not realizing this. But after realizing this, then we can understand how high is the Maryada of Shri Krishna. He kept all the Maryadas. In terms of considering the Tattva, who is Radharani? The internal potency of Krishna. And the gopis are the manifestation of Radharani. Radharani manifested from Krishna. Just like in every fire, there is light and there is also heat. How you can separate light and heat? Inseparable. Similarly, Shakti, the potency and the possessor of the potency is inseparable. No one can separate them. But if Krishna wants to separate, who can stop him? And he did. He separated potency, Radharani, to manifest or to show to the world what is the meaning and what is the definition of pure love. When I say pure love, that means unconditional love, and which is only present in Braj. Even in Dwarika, the wives, they have so much love for Krishna, but there is some conditions there. Some reservations are there, I mean. But in Braj, there is no conditions, there is no reservations. It's pure organic love. Unconditional love. So, Anand Chinmaya Ras Pratibhavi Tavir, Brahmaji saying this, Tavi Nij Rupa Te Eva Kalabhi, Golok Eva Nivasatim Akhil Atma Bhuto, Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. Who is Radharani? Who is the gopis? The manifestation of Krishna. Krishna himself manifests in the form female, Radharani's potency. There is no difference between Radha and Krishna. Shakti Matura Vedaha. There is no difference between the potency and the possessor of the potency. They are one and the same. But to show what is love, and it is so difficult to see each other, to meet. This is only present in Braj. And for that reason, Krishna has to come from his eternal abode Golok Vrindavan on this planet. Chetan Chetamit Adi Leela describes, Vaikunt Adde Yeja Leela Nahi Prachar, Se Leela Koribo Jate Mor Chamatkar. Krishna saying, those pastimes which is so difficult for me to display in Vaikuntha and in Golok. Vaikuntha Adde means Vaikuntha and Golok Vrindavan. So difficult, impossible. Se Leela Karibo. I'm going to perform all this pastime. Jate Mor Chamatkar. And even I'm going to get astonished while I'm performing those pastimes. That makes Krishna also astonished. How come? Because Krishna has given all his rights, all rights reserved to Yogamaya. And Krishna told Yogamaya, I don't know. You have to make a platform. I only want to enjoy. I just want to enjoy. You have to make a platform. So Adi Leela described, Mo Vishay Gopigan Upapati Bhave, Yog Maya Koribe Apna Prabhave, Amina Jani Na Jani Gopigan, Duhu Rup Gane Duhu Nitya Hare Man, Dharma Chhadi Rag Doho Kore Milan, Kabu Mile, Kabu Na Mile, Devere Ghatam. Krishna saying this. Mo Vishay Gopigan Upapati Bhave. Even though gopis are my own Shaktis, but Yog Maya is creating a mood in the gopis and in Krishna that they are not yours. Yog Maya is creating this. Understand? If Yog Maya is not intervening in these pastimes, Krishna can't relish this. So, mo vishe gopigan upapati bhave. My gopis, they are mine. So, in one sense, there is Swakya, means Krishna's own. But the mood developed by Yog Maya is they are not yours. They are different. This, your potencies, not your potencies. Upapati bhave. Upapati bhave means paramount mood. Amina jani na jani gopigan. Even I am not going to understand this, and not even the gopi is going to understand this. Duhu rup gane duhu nitya hare man. We're going to attract each other, and we're going to captivate mind of each other. Dharma chhadi ragdoho kore milan. Even though we want to meet each other, we means me and my gopis, and they also want to meet me. I also want to meet them. But dharma chhadi ragdoho kore milan. Kabhu mile, kabhu na mile, devare gatan. Sometime they're going to be union meeting, but most of time they're not going to be any meeting. And I'll be longing to meet Radharani. She'll be longing to meet me. This is called Parakya Bhav. One ingredient. If we go to understand each and every 4 ingredients described by Rupa Goswami, then it's very elaborate. But Durlabhta, so rare to meet. Even though Bhagavatam, the first verse, describes the features of Krishna, the qualities of Krishna, that he's Swarat, he's independent, and nothing is impossible for him. But meeting with Radharani is so difficult for him. And therefore, Yog Maya is creating these platforms for Krishna to enjoy, to relish this. A special flavor which is very popular and famous only in Bhom Vrindavan, this Vrindavan. And that's the only reason, prime reason for Krishna to come descend with all his parikars, associates, and performing these pastimes. Parakya Bhav. Understand? Sri Rupa Goswami claims this. Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jeev Goswami, all our acharyas, they prove this. It's sanctioned. And that's the only glories of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. There are many sampradayas in Vrindavan. They don't believe this. They focus more on union of Radha and Krishna. And they believe that they can't be separated. Which is true in one sense. But then pastimes of Radha and Krishna, all these beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna in Barsana, in Nandagaon, and what he was describing, cannot take place. There have to be separation. There is separation in Braj, and then there is separation also when Krishna goes out of Braj in Dwarka. Understand? This is called Parakya Bhav. Jai Jai Ujjwala Ras, Sarva Rasa Sar, Parakya Bhave Jahe, Brajete Prachar. This mood manifested from Braj. And that's the point. When all getting service to the divine lotus feet of Shri Radharani. If there is always union, there is less service. Understand? When there is separation, then more service. I was saying yesterday, Darshan Maharaj announced the coronation of Shri Ram going to happen tomorrow. If that would have happened, then Ram Leela would have not happened. It's good the coronation didn't happen. Otherwise, the entire Ram Leela, 24,000 verses, would have not happened. If Radha Krishna always meeting together, then the sadhakas, the upcoming sadhakas, and those who are already situated in Golok Vrindavan, there is not much varieties of sevas there. Yeah. Therefore, this is another reason. Once upon a time I was in Holland, and there was a series of lecture, I forgot now, some years back. The series of lecture, how Krishna is Karuna Sindhu, the ocean of mercy. So it begins with how his so merciful for ordinary people. Then another level is how is merciful for the sadhakas. What he supplies to the sadhakas. Yeah, he manifests Vrindavan Dham, he sends his acharyas, he manifests his holy name, he manifests Srimad Bhagavatam. This all description means he is ocean of mercy. Then from ordinary jivas and from their level to the sadhakas, then I forgot now the whole series. But then all the way coming to the associates in Golok Vrindavan, how Krishna's ocean of mercy. He always want to be with Radharani. He don't want to get separate from Radharani. Yes? What is the point of weeping and crying in separation? For what reason? For his associates. For the pleasure of his associates. Because they're going to get service of uniting Radha and Krishna. What is the service of the Sakhis and the Gopis? Jai Jai Radha Krishna Yugal Milan. To unite them. So Krishna's ocean of mercy. There are many, many levels of this ocean of mercy. He's relishing, but he also wants his associates to relish. So therefore this Parikya Bhav, the paramour mood, is so important. So important. It is like a dressing. Tempering. Mataji made such delicious sambar, I can even smell. But it has no value if there is no tempering on that. So Parikya Bhav is a tempering on the whole Braj Leela. If that is absent, it's not palatable anymore. So, this is Tattva. And in terms of the pastimes, Krishna is very tricky. And the sophisticated word for that is Vidagdha. Krishna is Vidagdha. Vidagdha? What is the meaning of Vidagdha?
Tricky.
Yeah, just tricky. Very intelligent, very intellect and tricky. But this is not enough to describe the word Vidagdha. Sorry, my English is very poor. I don't know what's the good word for that.
Sly.
Huh?
He's very sly.
Sly.
Yeah, like intelligent and sneaky.
Yes.
Conniving.
You're
Sly,
right.
conniving.
Sly.
But in a good way.
Yes.
Sly
Yeah.
is good. Conniving is...
No, sly sometimes goes in a negative term also. Achha, anyway. But you understand what I want to say. The most important is the mood. Very Vidagdha. And once upon a time, so I'm going to tell this past time, but before that, he disguised himself in so many various forms to meet with Radharani. Prabhu just described, he wanted to become Shiva. He wants to imitate Shiva. But how is he going to get those Ganga on his head? Ganga flows from his lotus feet. How is he going to get the Damru, that drum in his hand? All that we heard in that song. But not only that, he sometimes disguised as sannyasi. You know? Sannyasi to beg some alms from Radharani. And what is begging from Radharani? Give me your man in Bhiksha. Give me your man in Bhiksha. And that all started from one point. And that point is at Barsana, Chandra Sarovar. Everything originated from there. Chandra Sarovar in Barsana. Where Radharani was waiting for Krishna. And waiting, Krishna is not coming. Krishna was with Chandravali, the counterpart of Radharani. And she is serving Krishna so much. Krishna's accepting and reciprocating the love of Chandravali. And in his head was Chandravali. And now he has to again come to Radharani to also reciprocate love with Radharani. But who is in the head? Chandravali. So Krishna, when he came to Radharani, She said, Krishna, why are you so late, oh beloved, oh Priyatam? I wanted to see you so badly. Where were you? Where were you? And Krishna, white lies. Shat, Drisht. That's in Ujjwal Nilmani. There's so many varieties of Krishna. Means so many features of Krishna when he lies. Straight lies. No, I was busy here and there something. Radharani said, okay, let's not waste time. Can you describe my beauty? Can you describe my beauty? How my face look like? And in his head was Chandravali. He said, oh, your face is like Chandra. Chandra, moon. Instead of saying Chandravali. If you would have said Chandravali there, oh gosh. So much big drama would have happened there. Don't think Radharani is submissive. It's Chandravali who is submissive. Radharani is not submissive. Yeah, that's why Rupa Goswami Pad describe what? Grit Sneha and Madhu Sneha. है ना? समझते हैं? Grit Sneha means ghee like. And then another term is called Madhu Sneha like honey like. Ghee, no one likes to eat ghee. It's not that palatable, not delicious, right? We need some spices in ghee to make our prep so delicious. Chandravali is like this. But honey is always very sweet. We don't need any other spice for honey. Radharani is Madhu Sneha. And Chandravali is Grit Sneha. That means Chandravali is submissive. Radharani is not submissive. क्या है Radharani? What's that word? I'm forgetting.
It's not submissive.
अरे नहीं भाई. Anyway. Radharani's leftist mood, Chandravali's rightist mood. Submissive there. So once upon a time, Krishna came to Radharani and she said, Chandravali, how are you doing? And Radharani replied back, Kans Maharaj, I'm doing good. Krishna said, but where is Kansa? Radharani said, where is Chandravali then? So she is ready to give answer, right on the face. So here, instead of saying your the description of your beauty, Chandra wanted to say Chandravali, but he stopped and said your face look like Chandra, moon. Was just by hearing this, Radharani became so upset and disappointed. You compared my beautiful face as moon. You think my beauty fades every single day? Because moon is waxing, right? Another point, do you see any spots on my face? Moon always have dark spots. I'm not going to speak to you. Bas. Radharani turned her face around. And now Krishna is trying to pacify Radharani. Oh no, I didn't mean that. Just try to understand. I was saying your face, beautiful face, resembles the effulgence of the moon. No, I don't want to hear you. That called Durjayman, which is so difficult to pacify. So difficult. So in this way, Radharani weeping and crying, running away from Krishna. And Krishna calling Radharani and pacifying Radharani, chasing Radharani. But Radharani don't want to speak with Krishna. This is called Man, another ingredient of Parikya Bhav, which is only present in Parikya Bhav in Braj. Rukmani Satyabhama can't do Man. Satyabhama a little bit. Yeah? No one else can do Man. Lakshmi? No. Never heard. Sita ji, very submissive. Only Radharani knows this art of Man. Salki mood. And why she manifests this? Only to please Krishna. Only to please Krishna. And therefore when she was running, and Krishna wanted Radharani to come back, and he's chasing. A snake comes, a cobra, on the way of Radharani. Seeing that deadly snake, Radharani got so scared. She turned back and she came running to Krishna and embraced Krishna. So in Venu Geet, the description that even the snake, some devotees want to become snake in Braj to unite Radha and Krishna. You know? Even the snake mood is to make Radha and Krishna meet together. The bird's mood is to make Radha and Krishna meet together. The birds, the gopis are describing in Venu Geet, the birds are not ordinary birds in Vrindavan. They are rishis and munis. But then, wait a minute. Not all the birds are rishi munis. Peacock, parrot, और वो क्या बोलते हैं? कोयल को क्या बोलते हैं? Cuckoo bird. They are not rishi munis. They are devotees. Whereas all other birds, they are munis. Why? Because they're always in shantras. They always be quiet, half eye closed, and hearing the flute song of Krishna. Whereas peacock, where the glories of devotees, the speciality of devotees, they always want to sing and dance. So parrot is very fluent in singing. Cuckoo bird, very fluent in singing. And peacock, very expert in dancing. So they can't be munis. They are devotees. Whereas all other birds, they are munis. And they are sitting on the branch of the tree. That tree, that branch, which is full of the birds, flowers, and the leaves. The question arises, why they are not sitting on the branch which have no flowers, no birds, and no leaves? Because they know very well, if we are going to meditate and concentrate on hearing the flute song of Krishna, what if we fall on the ground? Because that's going to happen. So taking shelter of that branch, the leaves and flowers going to save us if, for example, we are hearing this flute song and if we fall unconscious on the ground. And therefore, hiding themselves in those leaves and flowers, this is a symptoms of the munis. They always want to hide themselves and just want to be in shantras. The birds in Vrindavan, those birds which are not peacock, parrot and all, they are in shantras. They only want to focus and hear the flute song of Krishna. That's a beautiful description. And their role is to always make Radha and Krishna meet together. Therefore, parrot starts singing something which enhances the mood of Radharani so that she can come back to Krishna. The cuckoo bird also sings something to enhance the mood in the heart of Radharani so she can come back to Krishna. The parrots are there to dance and to please Radharani so that she can smile and please to Krishna. And this is what happened in Barsana, Mayur Kutir. Yeah. When it was so difficult to pacify Radharani, even a snake comes and Radharani comes and embraces Krishna. Meeting took place. But then she realized, no, I have to maintain this man. It's not so easy. I have to maintain this. So she was sitting, crying and weeping, crying and weeping, crying and weeping. How dare, Baba, what is the point of crying? He just expressed your beauty or compare your beauty with moon. His intent was not wrong. He wanted to say that effulgent like moon, but you understood differently, but Radha is crying and weeping. Why? Hetura hetu yuna manuchyati. Rupa Goswami Pad describing Ujjwal in Mani. Ahire vas gati swabhav kutila bhavet. Hetu yunam manuchyate. The beauty of these young ones of Braj, not young ones of this material world. The young ones means Radha and Krishna. Their love is not straight. Their love is kutil, bent like a snake. Not straight. Hetu ahetu. Sometimes with cause, sometimes without any cause. Radharani manifesting man. Sometimes without any cause. So when she was crying and weeping, she saw a peacock dancing there. Funny hai. इधर है. She saw peacock dancing, and that makes smile on the face of Krishna, Radharani. Krishna understood this, and Krishna also started imitating like. He jumped into a group of the peacocks, and he started dancing like peacocks, like this, which makes Radharani feel so happy. She also jumped. Mayur and Mayuri. Both Radha and Krishna, they're dancing and all the peacocks are dancing surrounding them. But then she realized, no, I have to maintain my sulky mood. She came back to Javat, her in-laws. And Krishna now disguised himself as sannyasi. Bhikshan Dehi, Bhikshan Dehi. And the mother-in-law of Radharani, what's her name? Jatila. She was making some cow dung patties. She called upon her daughter-in-law. Oh Radhe, there's a sannyasi. Bring something. You should give some charity to sannyasi. Radharani said, oh mother-in-law, my mother, you know very well I don't see the face of any male. So I can't go, I'm sorry. Jatila said, oh Radhe, but he's sannyasi. He's a monk, he's a sadhu. There's no harm giving any charity to sannyasi. It's my order. She Radharani covered her face with a veil and she was carrying some flour, some rice and all that stuff from the store. And she came out and Krishna was standing there as a sannyasi. Bhikshan Dehi, Bhikshan Dehi. Radharani said, take your bhiksha, O Maharaj. Krishna said, I don't want this bhiksha. Then what kind of bhiksha you want? I want bhiksha of your man, of your sulky mood. Radharani understood, you Krishna? You here like a sannyasi? Or you want bhiksha? And she got all the flour, rice on the head of Krishna. Take your bhiksha. It's called Durjayman. And nearby Javat, there's a very prominent forest called Kokilavan, where Krishna starts singing like a cuckoo bird. How cuckoo birds sing? Coo, coo. You have cuckoos here in Seattle?
I don't think so.
No, they can't survive in this cold. Yeah, but in Navdeep and many places in India we hear. You have cuckoo bird in Canada? Yeah, they like warm weather. They're very warm. They're warm guys.
यहाँ सिर्फ कौवे होता है.
Only crow can survive in Seattle. Anyway, no, don't take my offense. So Krishna start singing like a cuckoo bird. And Radharani heard this. Her heart started melting. She really wants to meet Krishna now. Oh, pyare, beloved, doing so much efforts. Her heart got melted. And she planned with her Sakhis, Lalita Vishakha, let's go and meet Krishna. But it's almost sunset, getting dark. And Kul Vadhus, the chaste ladies, they don't go out in dark. So, but we need permission from our mother-in-law. They asked Jatila, oh mother, can you hear this cuckoo bird singing? She said, yes, so sweet. But I wonder why. Cuckoo bird don't sing in night. Who is this cuckoo bird who's singing in night? Some special cuckoo bird. Yeah, so if you give us permission, can we go? And at that edge of that point, imagine if Radharani is just seeing the face of Jatila, what comes on her lips? Yes or no? There's so much anxiety, so much anxious to see what's going to come on the lips of Jatila. So can we go? And they were assuming Jatila would say yes, can go because you're in a group together. Jatila said no. Bas, all the mood got spoiled there. It's dark, it's not good to go out. Stay back. And Bichara Krishna, all night long, he's singing kuhu, 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 all night. Meeting, want to meet Shri Radharani. This is called Durlabhta, rare to meet. Understand? Also for Radharani and also for Krishna. So therefore both, they plan something to meet with each other. Understand? Radharani, she got a boon from Durvasa ji. You know Durvasa?
Yes.
But yes, you know him? Durvasa is very easy to please and very easy to make him angry. Durvasa is like this. So once upon a time Durvasa Rishi came to Barsana. Vishwan Maharaj welcomed him and engaged his daughter Radharani to serve him. Radharani was cooking for Durvasa ji for some days. And Durvasa was getting such nice hosting. He was so happy, so happy. While he was leaving, he get a boon to Radharani. What's that boon? Kya hasta?
He will never die.
एक मिनट. Amrit hasta. Amrit hasta. That means whatever you cook and whatever you touch, it becomes nectar. And whoever is going to eat your preps, going to get long life. Hearing this, Yashoda Maya came to Jatila. Oh Jatila, I heard your daughter-in-law got such nice boon from great sage Durvasa. And that's why I'm requesting you, can you send your daughter-in-law to Nandagaon to cook for my Krishna? Because Krishna is a protector of Braj. She's not saying these words in a mood of opulence, but just out of love and affection for Krishna. Can you send your daughter-in-law Radha to cook for my Krishna? Because you know Krishna helps everyone, he is protector, and you know everyone knows Krishna lifted Govardhan hill. He protected the whole Braj. Jatila said, yes, why not? It's a good service. And Radharani was so happy and pleased that every day I can go to Nandagaon to cook for Krishna. On the pretext of cooking, I'm serving Krishna. I'm going to get darshan of Krishna, meeting of Krishna. That's for Radharani. And for Krishna, very expert and very sharp. From childhood, this is an important point in Venugit. In childhood, Krishna started learning how to play flute. For what reason? To, when I'm going to grow, become Kishore, teenager, with that practice of flute, I'm going to attract and call upon Radharani and all the gopis. It's so, tricky. He started practice in his Balya Leela, in his childhood, because then no one can doubt him. And if he randomly start in teenager, then everyone will doubt him. Why you start playing flute? And also, why he urged to take the calves out for grazing? That was in Pauganda Leela. Taking calves. Nanda Baba was little reluctant. Nanda Baba was reluctant, but Krishna was so much stubborn. No Baba, I want to take care of cows because now you're getting little old. And I have to take all responsibilities. But all these are instruments. Instrumental for one point. That is to please Radharani. So he started with calves in young age. And when he became Kishore, then he's taking cows. So taking cows for grazing is instrument to meet Radharani. Otherwise he can't meet. If he's always in the palace, how he can meet Radharani? These are all Bahanas. You know, not Bahamas. It's not Bahamas, it's Bahanas. So, time to ho gaya. This topic is endless topic, because we're in the house of Prabhu. His name is Ananta, is endless. So that's why he gave me this topic, which is also Ananta. And there is so many details and Ananta details, endless details. And I have not even started. This was only just warming up. But let's see. In another few days, we're going to hear more on Parkya Bhav, but with Tattva Vichar. Not making this as something which is so cheap. Gurudev used to tell this. Don't make this so cheap. This is something to understand the glories of love of Shri Radharani for Krishna and Krishna for Radharani. And Shri Mahaprabhu, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Radha Krishna combined, he came to give us this Unnat Ujjwal Ras Swabhakti Shriyam. How to practice a sadhan to get entrance into this domain, in this realm of the loving service of Shri Radha and Krishna. Shri Mahaprabhu taught as Acharya with all his associates. Swaparsha Swadham Sahavatari Atyant Durlabh Prem Porivaredan Shikhao Sharanagati Bhakater Pran. Without Sharanagati, following the 6 limbs of Sharanagati, no one can get entrance into this beautiful domain of the pure love of Shri, the unconditional love of Shri Radha and Krishna. Understand? It is not something to enjoy. It is there to serve. Understand? Speciality of Acharyas. And our Srila Gurudev, he distributed these jewels. The jewels which were given by Shri Rupa Goswami, by Sanatana Goswami, by Jiva Goswami. If we read the books of the Goswamis, what is there? They describe all these details. And it is straight lesson and teaching from all Srila Prabhupada's Acharyas. If you don't understand Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, you can't progress in Bhakti. What is Bhakti? It's not that simple. Suddurlabha. क्या श्लोक है? क्लेश अग्नि शुद्धा मोक्ष लघुता कृता संतरनात्मा विशेषात्मा श्री कृष्ण आकर्षणीचा. Suddurlabha. Bhakti is not easy attainable, it's rare, but it's easy too. How possible? By following 64 limbs of bhakti, beginning with Shravanam, Kirtanam, by hearing. Keep on hearing, hearing, hearing. But don't try to conclude or understand with one's own, what do you call, understanding. Don't apply your intelligence there. Even Uddhav, he came to see the glories of Radharani. Krishna told him, don't apply your intelligence there. Even Uddhav. And who are we? We can't understand with our intelligence. Such high topic. Such high topic. Understand? Krishna sent Uddhav. Gacha Uddhav Brajam Somyam Pitrana Pitrim Avanam. Oh Uddhav, go to Braj and pacify my parents, Nand Baba, Yashoda Maya. But be careful. Don't apply your intelligence when it comes to Radha and the gopis. Only convey my message to them as it is. Word to word. What I am saying, just convey this. Don't apply your intelligence there. Your intelligence will not work there. That Uddhavji who is so intellectual. Therefore, paying obeisances and regard to these glorious pastimes, the glorious pastimes, in the Parkya mood of Shri Radha and Krishna, which is our aim and object of all Gaudiya Vaishnavas, but step by step, progressing by following the footsteps of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You know? If you're not chanting 16 rounds, what is the fun of hearing Parikya Bhav? Can't even focus on chanting 16 rounds every day, but fond of hearing Parikya Bhav. That's absurd. That's not good. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. First, the mirror of the heart needs to get clean. Cheto Darpan Marjanam Bhav Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. This Maha-Agni, the wildfire, needs to get subsided. All these desires in the heart to enjoy Bhukti and Mukti, all this needs to get subside. And then Vidya Vadu Jivanam, all these steps given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. By performing Krishna Sankirtanam, getting absorbed in Krishna Sankirtanam, which comprised of hearing and speaking, Shravanam and Kirtanam. And in Shravanam and Kirtana Smaranam, what is more prominent? Kirtanam. And who's the best Kirtaniya? Who's the best Kirtaniya? Radhika?
जो भगवान को स्मरण कर सकता है भाव के साथ.
No, give the name, reference.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
No.
Shukdev Goswami, the best Kirtaniya. Kirtaniya is not about singing. Understand? And what Shukdev Goswami sang, no one can do this. Who's singing Venu Geet, who's singing Brahmar Geet, who's singing Yugal Geet, Pranay Geet, and who's singing Rasa Leela. The best Kirtaniya, the title given to Shukdev Goswami, who sang Srimad Bhagavatam. So read Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1 to Canto 12. In 12th Canto, Shukdev Goswami, in 12th Canto, there's narration of so many great kings we hear in our history. Maratha, Jaya Maratha. Those kings, pious kings, the narration is there too. Anyway, Gaur Premanande Hare 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 Krishna.
What do kings have to do with it? Devotee.
Mridang देंगे. Just 2 minutes singing and then we conclude this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Raise your hand. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, देखो बोलो हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा, कोई कर सकते हैं, इको कर देते हैं। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा, हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम, हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा। हरि बोल 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 बोल नित्यानंद बोल हरि 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 बोल हरि 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 बोल सच्चिदानंद गौर हरि की, हरि नाम संकीर्तन की, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।